if you're in a rush, like your wedding is in 2 weeks and you need to be snatched.
That is the one.
Yeah, that's the one that's likely to give you fast results.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of We Are Fio, #figuring it out. And in relation to our motto, on today's episode, we're going to be figuring out all things nutrition and metabolism. But before we get started, my name is Wamboi Mehaki. Half of We Are Fio, Leah is in the background helping us pull this off. And I hope you're excited because I'm so excited to learn about nutrition and metabolism. And as you can see, we have a guest in studio. Yes. We have a guest in studio who's going to share the tips, who's going to share a lot of information. If I were you, I'd get a biro, I'd get a notepad just to make sure that you don't miss anything. Before we get started, follow us on we_r_fio across all social media platforms. Also make sure to hit the subscription bell and the notification bell so that anytime we release something new, you are in the know. I'm so excited to get into the topic, and the guest we have on studio today is called Mary, and I do not want to do the injustice of introducing her. I want her to introduce herself and tell us who is Mary. Mary, over to you.
Okay, maybe it was more justice to introduce me. Because, okay, I'm not really that kind of person who lists their accomplishments and whatnot. But my name is Mary Adhiambo. I'm a registered dietitian. I specialize in weight loss specifically, which is part of like metabolic syndrome. So I think I can share a few insights here and there on the topic today.
Yeah.
So that's it about me.
Mary is also an entrepreneur, right?
Oh, yes.
Because you do have your own consultancy.
Yeah.
Please tell us a little bit about that so that they also know.
Okay, so I'm a consultant nutritionist, specifically to do with weight loss and a bit of gut health, specifically for irritable bowel disease. So I work predominantly with schools and gyms, creating wellness programs for them and just coaching the students and the people at the gym on weight loss and that kind of subject. Yeah, but I also do take private clients here and there, specifically for weight loss, women.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. As you can see, you've done yourself justice just by introducing yourself. And she's an entrepreneur. She's going to be telling us all about nutrition and metabolism. And I think it's a very key discussion because one of the trainers that we had on the episode really talked about how important it is to look at your nutrition. It's not all about just going to the gym and lifting weights. There's a lot more that goes into that in terms of what you're consuming and how that affects your metabolism. So really excited to get into this, and maybe you can just, before we dive into the meat of the topic, if you could have any superpower in the world, what superpower would that be and why?
I would say if the people have watched this Marvel movie, I don't know if it's Marvel or DC.
Yes.
The X-Men. Yeah, there's a lady there called Mystique. She's kind of a villain, and she's able to transform into anyone or anything. I feel like that would be extremely powerful because I find myself sometimes feeling like, okay, I'm tired of being Mary. Perhaps being Wamboi would be easier. Maybe getting the opportunity to explore that would be amazing.
Yeah. I am so pumped that you like supernatural stuff because I am a diehard fan for anything Marvel, DC Universe.
Me too.
And I think I'd love to be, in relation to that, I don't know if this is popular, but I'd love to be Savior.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like he can get into somebody's mind, and read their mind, read their thoughts, be able to see what they're
that
seeing.
Would be dangerous.
Yeah, I feel like I want to just, test it and see what my friends are thinking about. I want to be in their mind. I feel like that would be so exciting. Thank you for indulging me. Getting into the topic, maybe we can just start off with just helping us understand what is nutrition, and what is metabolism, just in a layman's way, so that we are able to articulate that to the viewers.
Okay, because I'm a nutritionist, I'll start with nutrition. Basically, nutrition is the science of where you convert basically the sun's energy into fuel that runs your body. So it's just the study of that, because plants absorb the sun, and then we eat the plants, or the animals we eat the plants, and then that is converted into energy that fuels you, that you're able to blink, you're able to walk, you're able to think from eating like skooma. Like, so basically nutrition is the study of that. Yeah.
That's interesting. When I think nutrition, I think greens, I think cabbage, I think fruits, so it's nice to like get that 360 view. So now, what is metabolism?
So metabolism, to put it simply, it's just a sum of all the reactions that are occurring in your body at any given time to maintain life.
Got you. Yeah, because I was under the impression, like when we were doing like research around what is metabolism, it was always something around your body being able to burn fat. But that's not the only thing, right?
Okay, so that is metabolism, like the entire sum of all the reactions. But usually when people talk about it, like you said, the person who brought it up was a trainer. A trainer will look at the metabolic reactions that pertain to them. Like if you went to see maybe an optician, they would look at the metabolic reactions that pertain to them. So you'd find that depending on different health practitioners, you'll get a different view.
Okay.
So probably for the trainer and even us as nutritionists, we look at what we call BMR, basal metabolic rate, because that is the most important when it comes to fat burning.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
And so metabolism is all the activities happening to maintain your life.
Yeah, the reactions, yes.
Okay, got you. So how is nutrition and metabolism, how do they connect? What is that relationship between the two?
Okay, so nutrition powers metabolism.
Oh, okay.
And again, metabolism helps you convert like the food you eat into a usable state. So let's say nutrition powers metabolism.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you consume, and then the body, so the function that happens is metabolism. It's trying to convert what you've eaten into, say, like energy that you need to do something, right?
Like you're converting ugali into what we call ATP.
What is ATP?
So, okay, let me say it's like, let me see what's a good analogy that everyone can understand. I think when you buy a camera, they say that this camera is 13 megapixel. So the pixel is a unit of counting like photographic quality.
Like
Sorry to the IT, like I could be completely off, but I think this is just for the purposes of comparison. So ATP is a unit of energy.
Okay.
Yeah, in the same way that a pixel is a unit of measuring photographic quality. Yeah.
Okay. And is there food that you would eat? Because we've talked about nutrition is like the plants, what is like what we are consuming. And then metabolism is the process of being able to digest that, or being able to like repurpose, not repurpose, but make that usable for my body.
Yeah.
But is there, are there things that I can eat to make it easier for my body to use them? Or like when I'm looking at metabolism, is there something like fast metabolism, slow metabolism? Is there anything around that?
Yeah, there's definitely that. So when it comes to like foods that power metabolism, I would say all of them do. Like all of them have a purpose. Like the major nutrients, the carbs, protein, and fat, they actually provide that substrate. Like they provide that actual, I don't know what's an easier word for substrate, but the actual thing you use now for energy.
Okay.
Like they are converted to energy. But the vitamins, micronutrients, they form like the enzymes that, that modulate these processes. They provide a good environment.
Yeah.
Like all of them are useful, and others, they are not necessarily nutrients. They're called phytonutrients. They help you like manage free radicals. Like during the reactions, you'll find that maybe something has happened where like you are getting a free radical from a certain reaction.
What's a radical?
A free radical, what can I say? It's something with an unpaired electron. Okay, that's a bit complicated,
Yeah.
but basically, it's like a single thirsty girl or guy. If you are a single thirsty, they are likely to take your partner.
Okay.
So when they're in the body, if they are like that, they can't remain like that. They are extremely unstable, and they start to like take electrons from your cells, and basically they cause aging. Like if they're not modulated well, that's how you age.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that is so interesting.
So there are nutrients that are not nutrients, but they don't serve as fuel. However, they help you manage those free radicals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I have a question around aging, but
okay,
I don't want to digress from the topic.
Okay.
So you've talked about BMR, basic metabolic rate.
Yeah, basal metabolic rate.
Metabolic rate. Okay. Yeah. So something I noticed, anytime I go to the hospital, especially a particular hospital, they like measuring my weight. Okay. And then they like asking me my age. And then they're like, this is your BMR. So first of all, why is it important for me to know my BMR? And then what is it looking at?
Okay. For a normal everyday person, it's not important to know your BMR because I don't know, it depends on so many different things. Like you can't want my BMR and I can't want yours. Like it varies with age, gender, like a lot of different things. Yeah, so it's subjective, and there's nothing wrong with having whatever BMR you have. There's only a problem if maybe like your BMR is low, therefore you are finding it difficult to lose weight.
Okay, so what is BMR? Let's start there, because when you say my BMR is low, I'm like, what is low specifically?
Okay.
Yeah.
So BMR is like the energy you expend when you're at complete rest. Like not now, like now you may be seated, but you're still thinking and all that. Like when you are maybe asleep. Like you're not doing anything at all. Like basically the energy used to breathe, to maintain all your bodily functions. So that's measured in kilojoules, like or kilocalories. Like it's measured in energy.
Okay.
So you'll find that when people are young, their BMR is very high because their body is really differentiating. You're trying to grow.
So it's releasing a lot of energy.
Yes, okay. you require a lot of energy. Like there are a lot of metabolic reactions happening in your body. Okay. Because once you grow, basically the reactions are maintenance. But when you are growing, you have to maintain and you also have to add.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a bit higher. So that is what BMR is, the energy you expend when you are at complete rest. So if that energy is low and you want to lose weight, then you'll find that, for example, if my BMR is, let's say 1900 kilocalories, yours is, let's use kilojoules, that's the most used, 1900 kilojoules, yours is 2500. So for you to lose weight, you can lose weight at 1900 kilocalories. Like okay, if your
like I can move
BMR
from 2000 to 19.
Yes, if your BMR is 2000, then you can eat 1900 kilocalories and lose weight. If I eat the same 1900 and my BMR is like that, I'm not going to lose weight.
Or you're going to stay like the same.
Yeah, like I need an even lower. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's usually the only time maybe you need to know your BMR.
Okay, so you're saying if I have like 2,500, like that's my BMR, then if I want to lose weight, I need to eat food of less calories, or
Yeah, usually that's the goal. You eat less so that your body burns fat to make up for the 2005 the extra calories that you need.
got you.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So we've talked about like why it's important, like to just know, because from what
Yeah.
you've talked about, then it seems like if I want to lose weight, I need to know my BMR.
If you are capable of like calculating calories, like basically like if you go to the doctor, you don't need to know anything, you just need to know your symptoms.
No,
Like
like if I want to lose weight, if that is my goal, do I start with identifying or knowing what is my BMR?
so again, it's important you actually see an expert for that. That would be like you have a headache and then you go on Google and then you search what is the cause of a headache and then you go and take that medication.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's the reason, perhaps that's not.
Yeah.
Like you're likely to make a lot of mistakes. So it's better to leave like the background calculating to somebody who is like well versed in it. But for the sake of like argument, yeah, you need to know your BMR for you to lose weight.
So I just need to go to like to the hospital and then they can like tell me, right?
Okay.
Or is there a way I can calculate it for myself?
But then there are actually calculations online. If you want to calculate your BMR, they'll ask you to insert your gender, your age, and then they'll give you like your BMR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So thank you for breaking that down for us in terms of BMR.
Okay.
So if we go back and look at metabolism, so you've talked about metabolism being able to convert what you've consumed into something that is usable for your body. So how does metabolism influence your weight?
Okay, so metabolism influences your weight in that, sorry, the higher your metabolism, the more likely you are to be thinner.
So that
is higher as compared to the standard, like people your age and gender. Yeah, if you have higher BMR than them or your metabolism is faster than them, you're likely to be slimmer.
So faster in that it's able to convert the food into what you need
like
quickly.
It's higher, like the number is higher, like we said, it's like a number, like the 1900 2000. So if your number is higher, then you are likely to be slimmer. If your number is lower, then you're likely to be bigger.
And how can you like work with your metabolism in terms of weight management?
So now working with your metabolism in terms of weight management, again, usually when you get like a weight loss diet or like a weight loss exercise plan, usually it's they've calculated your BMR based on your age and gender, and then they've like removed like maybe 500 calories or something of the sort. So we start with there. Because again, if we are calculating, it's not exact, like we've not measured you directly. It's just a formula that works for majority of the people.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will start from there. If you don't lose weight, then we know that we are supposed to reduce it a bit further. So basically, that's how we manipulate your BMR to lose weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say you're reducing it, what are you reducing?
You're reducing the calories you're eating.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and when because I know sometimes when we talk of calories, we always think of bread.
Okay.
And, what do you mean by calories, and what are some of maybe the foods that have very high calories that we are looking at, that you would not be like, Rita, this is what you need to reduce so that you can manage your weight?
Okay. So a calorie is a measure of energy. Like when you drink water, how much energy will it give you? So water will give you 0 energy. You'll find that vegetables will give you like mostly maybe like 1 cup of vegetable will give you like 40 calories. The same 1 cup of carbohydrate, depending on what it is, can be double, triple that. You can have some giving you 200 calories, 500. It just depends on the carbohydrate.
Yeah.
So that's why you'll find that when you are trying to lose weight, you tend to have more vegetables than carbs, because like the carbs will get you to 90. If you are trying to get to only eat, let's say 1600 calories, if already just one cup of something has gotten you to 500, you see, like now you
Yeah.
have only 1,000 calories to go.
Yeah.
And that's not even a complete meal. Like one cup is still like, that's 250 ml. You won't feel full. So that's why we avoid some foods and recommend others.
Okay. So when we are looking at weight loss, we are looking at reducing. So in the way that you've described it, to work with your metabolism in order to manage your weight, you're looking at what you're consuming in terms of the calories you're consuming.
Yeah.
And then if I want to lose weight, I'm looking at reducing the calories I'm consuming, and also looking at the type
Yes.
that I am consuming, right? Because
Yes.
you've talked about carbs having more calories in the same amount as, while vegetables have less calories in the same amount. Okay, very interesting. So if you're looking to lose weight, this is the trick. Don't believe the 5 minutes that you lose weight in 5 minutes. There's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah.
Because you can't just start. Because let's say, for example, I'm say like 100 kg and I eat greens today and tomorrow I eat greens. I won't just lose weight, right? It takes time.
Yeah, it takes time.
Yeah, very important. Okay, let's get into another question. So are there like any health conditions that could influence, for example, like my metabolism, that could impact my weight?
Yeah, there's a large number of them, so I'm not going to list them here.
Yeah.
But the ones that have the biggest punch is like thyroid illnesses, hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism. Yes, so hyper really, really fastens your like BMR to the point you're just losing weight. Like so that really affects you. Yeah. Or the hypo, which makes it extremely difficult for you to lose weight. In fact, you gain.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that have like the biggest impact on your metabolism. Okay. Otherwise, there are other conditions that are diseases of like metabolic disorders, like diabetes type 2. Like you're unable to produce insulin, enough insulin, and everything that comes with that. So that is a metabolic disorder.
Yeah, very interesting. Because I was reading about the whole how the thyroid is very important in the body in terms of metabolism.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, I want to know if I have one of the two conditions. Specifically, if I'm losing weight, because the goal is, well, like when we're looking at this topic, it's how can you live healthy?
Yeah.
And for some of us, living healthy means that you need to reduce your weight. So let's say, for example, I've been trying to lose weight and it's not working. Can I self-diagnose that I have the condition, or is it something that I need to go to a practitioner and it's diagnosable when I go to a hospital?
Yeah, okay. I think anytime you feel like self-diagnosing yourself, imagine deciding, okay, I want to learn Greek mythology, and deciding you will self-teach yourself. Like you don't know it. That's why you need someone who is an expert in that field. Like you should never self-diagnose yourself, because you may not be losing weight. Like the thyroid issues are not the only reason one can fail to lose weight. There are so many others. So you can't conclude that because that's what you know. There are a lot others that could be the contributing factor. So always seek the help of an expert.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for the other side of it, somebody who is losing weight quickly, and you've talked about it as some of it can be a condition. Is there a negative impact of that?
Yeah, I would advise, if you are losing or gaining more than 3 kgs a month without having done anything, like if you are losing 3 kgs, you are not dieting. Like you just
Like you're not doing anything
You're not doing
different.
anything, and that continues for like 3 months. You need to visit the hospital. Something is happening. Yeah. Again, if you're just gaining 3 kgs, 3 kgs plus per month, without really a drastic change in your life, again, if you notice that for 3 months, you should go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Again, something is possibly wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anything below that, gaining or losing 1 to 2 kgs, definitely that happens. Like you can measure yourself right now, you will have a different weight, even an hour from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 3 kg weight loss, like it's consistent for 3 months. That is an indication that something perhaps could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. And I think one of the things to take away, as Mary said, is if you haven't changed anything, like you are
Yeah.
eating the same thing, following the same routine, and then you have drastic weight loss or drastic weight gain.
Yeah.
Right? Very interesting. So when we look at, because we've looked at the food you're consuming, so are there like certain foods or dietary habits that can slow down your metabolism?
Okay, if you ask Google, yes, but in the real sense,
Yeah.
okay, let me put it this way, that weight gain and weight loss is a game of energy balance.
Yeah.
Like the energy you eat, if the energy you consume equals the energy you expend, then you maintain your weight.
That's a good balance.
Yes. If the energy you consume exceeds the energy you expend, you are going to gain weight. And the opposite now is true. And there are 3 ways you expend energy. The biggest is BMR, nothing else compares to that.
Okay.
The other way you expend energy is like that thermic effect of food. Like the process of digesting food expends a lot of energy. And the last one is physical exercise.
Okay. So before you move on, so the 3 things, the way you expel, the biggest way you expel is when you are in complete rest.
Not in complete rest. Like now, obviously, now when you are awake, you expend more energy.
Okay.
When you are awake, you expend more energy because now you have that exercise thing going on. You will probably be eating when you are awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that's how those come into play. Yeah.
So you've talked about carbs needing less energy to burn.
Yeah.
Right? And then proteins needing more energy to burn. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Because then when you're looking at, then I should consume more protein because it's burning longer, or?
Okay. Yeah. Not. It takes a lot of energy for its digestion and absorption.
Yeah. So
So
not
now,
burn,
if you
digestion.
are, like we had said before, if my BMR is 1900, yours is 2500, you can just like reduce your calories by 500 and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Me, I will have to reduce those calories, and then so that the calorie reduction is not too much, I exercise so that I have now added a new way to expend energy.
Okay, got you. So proteins over carbs. Moral of that that story. Okay, so if we go to like assessing metabolic health, right? How can individuals assess their metabolic health, just so that they also know where they are at and where they need to be?
Okay, I guess for that, again, that would be like asking, how do people assess whether they have a headache? If you have a headache, you will know.
Okay.
If your metabolic health has an issue, it's not something you can ignore. It's something like the symptoms will come about, like this sudden weight gain or sudden weight loss, tiredness, all these other things. Like you will feel your body is not okay.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of, especially in African societies, women, especially like our elder women, our moms, our grandmothers, or even just even women within our age bracket, there's an appreciation for big, like being big, right? Or being curvy, being thick.
Okay.
Yeah. So say for example, I have gained weight, and maybe I was small and then I started gaining weight. And as you said, when I start gaining weight, like more than 3 kgs in a month, right? There's an issue.
Yeah.
So I guess then it means that it's not just seeing somebody and appreciating that they are thick, or you seeing yourself and appreciating that you're thick, but also being aware that it's not something that's a medical issue. It's something that has happened over time, right? Because I feel like we ignore, we are like, oh, she's a big girl, but we don't know, maybe there's something going wrong. So are we saying that maybe there's a situation where you're like, you should actually go and consult to just identify if there's an issue, or should you just take it as it is? Your family has a history of being big, so it's okay, you can continue.
Okay, when it comes to that, like I said, the 3 kg plus or minus, that is a reason to go to the hospital. However, like when it comes to an issue of is being big healthy, then that depends. There are different measurements. Now, these are not measurements of BMR. It's a measurement of like your body, how much of your body is bone, water, fat, and like muscle. So if you appear big, however, your fat is within range, no problem.
Good point.
Because if you do like a BMI for someone like the Rock, they will read as obese, but they are not clinically obese because they may be really weighty, but their weight is muscle. And there's also like people tend to judge big people, but there are thin people who have really high fat. Like you are thin, you appear thin, however, like you are like your fat is higher than your muscle, which is worse than looking big and just having normal fat, normal muscle. Yeah, so it's not entirely an appearance thing. Unless, there are things that if that is looking morbidly obese, that is no question. But like within normal, you'll find that there are people who may look bigger than you, but they are healthier than you.
That's very interesting, because I feel like I wanted to bring this about when we were talking about like just fats, and I think that appreciation for having a bigger body doesn't equate to being unhealthy, or doesn't equate to obesity. Because it can be that the balance within your body in terms of muscle, fat, protein, and all of those things are okay. And you don't need to panic about it. I feel like that's very enlightening. Thank you for sharing.
But please note that is if you have measured and confirmed, not that
not self-diagnosed bones. Yes, because that's what I was looking at. I was like, okay, you have a history of people being big in your body, in your family lineage, so you assume that your the size of your body is okay. But there might be an issue, and then on the flip side, it might be that the size of your body is okay, and it's well balanced regardless of where you are on the scale, whether you're a little bit bigger or whether you're really, really small. All right, awesome. Let's now take a look at the diets.
Okay.
Because I know I think I've tried keto for a day. But there are different diets out there. There's the keto diet. There are like millions of diets. And we want to look at the effects of these diets on metabolism. Like, what does it do? Maybe we can even just specify around like the keto diet or ketogenic diet, and how it affects your metabolism.
So basically, all these diets are aiming at like having that negative energy balance, like eating less than you, eating less than you expend. So with that logic, all of them have an equal impact. It's like different ways to get to the same place. Like if I tell you to meet me in town, whether in Nairobi CBD, whether you're in Nakuru, whether you are where, like the road does not matter, you will still all come to CBD. Like that's the thing. So they all have more or less the same effect.
So if you're looking at a diet, that's the only thing you're looking at. Will it help you eat less energy, and then so that you're able to exude, so that a lot more energy exits your body, right? I think that's very interesting. So because a ketogenic diet is focused on fats, right? So would a ketogenic diet, according to you, and what you know about nutrition and metabolism, is it an effective diet in that regard?
One of the most effective, actually.
Mm.
Like if you are in a if you're in a rush, like your wedding is in 2 weeks and you need to be snatched.
That is the one.
Yeah, that's the one that's likely to give you fast results.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I should think about it for vacay.
So yeah, again, you should consider it under an expert, because what some clients tell me is keto. Like, I've tried keto, and when you look at what they have tried, it's not keto.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, so it's
Yeah.
important to use a professional.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I'm taking from this, and something I also had, is a lot of what is on the internet, in as much as sometimes it comes from a good place, sometimes you need to remember it's geared towards making money. So it might be that you're seeing somebody has compiled a diet that would be flavorful to you, but it's not keto, or is not the diet that you need. So I think the moral of it all is, it's always important to consult a professional.
Yeah.
Depending on what you want to do, because it's not everybody who's trying to lose weight. Some people are also trying to gain. So it's always just important, based on what you need, to seek a professional.
Yeah.
All right. So let's take a look at the negative effects or consequences of some of these diets in regards to our metabolism.
So dieting in general needs to be done. Like, that's why I'm saying you need to talk to an expert, because the more you are trying to diet, like we said, you're trying to reduce the amount of energy you expend. So because now, let's say you've added exercise and you are eating less than what your BMR requires, you start to bring your BMR lower, which makes it even harder to lose weight. Yeah, so it has to be done correctly. Otherwise, you will lower your BMR such that by the time you stop this diet and you resume eating normally, you will become even bigger than you were initially when you started it, because you have now changed your BMR and reduced it by 200 calories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not also, because then I'm thinking, then what is the use of a diet? If, for example, you would have like negative effects when you go back to your normal eating, would it then be that we need to look at not just doing a short-term diet, but looking at how we can eat more healthy long-term?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you need to talk to like an expert.
Yeah.
Because an expert knows that. An expert knows your goals. An expert knows this, like if you do this like this, then you're now going to affect the BMR. But if just a normal person goes online and gets a diet, they do not know this part. Yeah, so using an expert is the best way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you also include other things like exercise and your protein is okay, usually you don't affect your BMR as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting, because I feel like then the expert is also going to help you like come out of the diet and now go slowly back into like what normal eating. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Not what you are eating, but
and
now
then
normal
usually because you are not going to sustain any diet forever.
Yeah.
Usually an expert will give you something that you can change forever, like tips you can include in your life forever, because again, this is a genetic thing. Once you stop these really extreme diets, the weight will come back. So the way to go is to do something you know you can do forever.
Sustainable.
So if you are quitting sugar, know you are quitting it forever. You're not quitting it for 2 weeks. So if that's not something you are completely able to do, there's no need to start, because once you stop, you will go back to where you started.
So it will be like a game of like
it's called yo-yo dieting.
It's called
yo-yo dieting.
Yo-yo dieting.
Yes, you diet, you lose the weight, you're okay, you go back to your normal, you go back to your normal eating, you regain the weight back, you diet, like it's this cyclic. You're just always, I think everyone knows someone like that, someone who is always trying a new diet. They're always dieting. Sometimes they are not. You meet them this month, they are not taking sugar. Next month, they are taking the sugar. The other month, they are not taking wheat. It's just, cyclic. You're always doing something.
Yeah. I think what you're taking away is it needs to be something sustainable.
Yes,
like if you start a
sustainability
diet,
is key. Yes.
Yeah.
Even exercise. That's why I usually tell people, if you want to start exercise, let's be realistic. Before you go and register at the gym, start with something you can do at home. Do 5 sit-ups, like 5, only 5. Like something that is so little that it's as easy to do as it is not to do. Like doing 5 sit-ups per day, I think anyone can do.
Yeah.
So you start there. In fact, by week 2, you will be doing 6. Like you will add an extra one there. So you start that. You do that for maybe 3 months. Then like you build your endurance. By the time you're going to the gym, it will become a lifestyle. Instead of like you've never worked out and then you sign up for a gym and then you go to the classes. You go to a 1 hour weightlifting class, or I think the most like this, I have not found anything as intense. Spin class. Oh God. You decide, let me go to spin class. You go to spin class day 1, you live there. You can't, like as a woman, you need to learn to pee standing because you literally cannot sit, like sitting, bending your muscles is just as hell. How long will you sustain that? You'll feel like if this is what it means to lose weight, like you need a lot of willpower to maintain it. So if the things you're doing require willpower, it's unlikely you will maintain. You will, because willpower is like motivation, like rah motivation. You won't have it forever. So just start with something you can consistently do.
Awesome. You made me remember a story about a friend of ours with Leah who talked about they went to the gym and then they felt sick and then they never went back to the gym because they felt like the gym made them sick. And I feel like maybe that's what you've talked about. Like they went straight into like that hardcore rather than progressive steps, right? So when we are looking also at our metabolism and like eating well, it's not about going straight into a strict diet. It's about starting to introduce small things and changes into your diet in terms of like just making it sustainable, right? Like you say, you reduce, if you're taking 2 spoons of sugar, you take 1 or 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, and then you slowly now start reducing and reducing. I feel like that's more sustainable than no sugar. Right?
Because people want to show transformation on Instagram. Like that's the goal, that you want to say, today I started my journey. You document for a month and then you just look like a brand new person. For that you may need surgery. It doesn't work naturally.
And you want it to be long term. Okay. So you've talked about seeing a professional, not self-diagnosing, because you need to actually have accurate information to be able to make good decisions for your health. So how can people access such information? Like if I want to start on my weight loss journey and really focus on nutrition, where can I go? Like I'm here, I don't know anything, I'm brand new into this world. Where can I go to get more information, and get more help, and maybe even sign up for something? What are places or places you'd recommend, or anything you would recommend around that?
So that for the where to get correct information, that is from like registered licensed nutritionists. You can, these days the internet has made it easy. You can see them all over the internet. Also in hospitals, they will direct you to the correct place to go. Same thing, if you want to exercise, don't see a nutritionist or a doctor, go and see a personal trainer. Like for whatever goal you're trying to get, go and see the specific person who does that. Like even if you Google like personal trainer near me, nutritionist near me, you will always get one. So not the TikTokers and the YouTubers.
How can you validate though? Like because online there is everybody, there's every Jack and Jill online trying to sell a product.
But I think it's obvious if, let's say, let me not use real people. Let's say my content is usually on travel and beauty. Then now I'm telling you, use this supplement. Clearly, I have no authority on that.
Yeah.
Like, when have you seen me using a supplement? Like, basically, this you are trying to advertise something.
Yeah.
Or they tell you that I lost this is my weight loss transformation, and I lost weight using supplements. Again, they are not experts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may find that, or someone can say, okay, this is my. I've seen a lot of vloggers say this is my daily routine, and you'll find they're really slim, or they have the figure you are trying to go for. How do you know this person was not born like that? It's the way on TV ads they are using literally the girl looks like perhaps 19 at the oldest, and they're advertising anti-aging, anti-wrinkle. When would that 19-year-old have ever had a wrinkle? Yeah. So it just those are some of the people you are looking for advice from. They've never been overweight, they've never lost weight. They're just giving you what they normally eat, and that's how they were born. It's not changing anything. So if you follow it, it's probably not going to work for you. Yeah. So just look for the exact healthcare professional that you need. If it is weight loss, you look for a nutritionist.
Yeah, very important. And I think you will see this across the episodes that we are releasing around health and nutrition, or just taking care of your overall health, that it's always important to talk to somebody who is actually, who has taken time to go and learn about these things. They have a history of, advising people on such things. So always make sure you're going to a professional, right? Just to make sure you're getting the right information. That later you don't come and say, oh, I used this product and it didn't work for me, and Nani said it worked. Were they a professional? Jerry? All right. Thank you so much, Mary, for sharing all of that.
Okay.
Let's get into our last question. I feel like the conversation has been short. I don't know why. I feel like it's very short. But we're now looking at supplements, and it's something that you've talked about, you just mentioned. So the role of supplements in improving health, so that we get the nutrients that we need, and improve our metabolism. So what is the role of supplements in improving our health and in metabolism?
Okay. So by the supplement industry is $1 billion industry.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, the research on it is still out. So the most recommended is get your nutrients from your food. There is no making up for a bad diet. You can't say, you know what, I'm just going to have like, how many nutrients do I need per day? You write them down, and then you go and to the chemist and buy the multivitamins and whatnot, and say, I'm just going to eat however I want. I'm going to have 2 hours of sleep, and then I'm just going to take supplements, and then it's going to be a solve. I think there's that tendency for human beings to follow the path of least resistance. Like, if there's a pill for it, I'd rather take a pill than, like, go to the gym. I'd rather take a pill that makes me smart than read for an exam. So that's basically what a supplement is. You're basically trying to take a pill to make up for your bad habits. It's is it a word? And make up. You can't make up for bad health habits. Yes. So supplements have their place in health, and they were actually initially made for people in special conditions. For example, pregnant mothers. If you're pregnant, there are some multivitamins you have to take because your need for them is higher than you can possibly eat. So it's better for you to for the safety of you and your baby, you need to take them. Need to take the supplements, and they're specific. Yeah. Or the elderly, or if you are sick, like maybe you have like anemia. Like, if you are sick, then you will be given a supplement. If you are pregnant, you will be given a supplement. And children under the age of 5 usually are given supplements. But a healthy adult, you should not be relying on supplements for your nutrition. You should be having good healthy habits. Like I say, one that has recently come up is for like a mental alertness, so that you can work 20 hours a day and sleep 4, and then you just take the supplement and you're good. I don't know how long you can
That
sustain
sounds
that.
hectic.
Like it's not a good idea. Like the way to go is to change your habits, not to get a supplement for it. And on the flip side, some have actually been shown to be harmful. You'll find that there are things that are not sold in the US market, they've been banned, but they are here. Like a lot of people are selling anything. Like there are people walking on the roads and saying that this concoction will cure all your diseases. I don't know if you've
5
ever
minutes.
gone to the hospital and they've given you a pill and told you, no matter the disease, this is the cure. Like there's no such thing. And if you went and your doctor told you that, you would feel like they are quack. You would look for a second opinion. Yeah. So if ever there's a supplement someone is selling you and it treats everything, it treats 40 different diseases, it's a scam basically. And then you need to note that basically for you to, like, there is such a thing as excessive micronutrients. You see the way if you eat excessive carbs, you gain weight. There are consequences to excessive, like vitamins and minerals. Minerals are extremely dangerous because like excessive of some of them cause like kidney stones. Like it's very dangerous. Usually most of them they are very well controlled. Like for the minerals, it's difficult to just get someone who is selling minerals, although I've seen someone with calcium supplements. So
wow,
yeah,
guys,
it's bad. But vitamins, it's possible to go excess. Like vitamin A, for you to get excessive vitamin A, maybe you'd have to eat a sack of carrots. Like it's just an impossible thing to happen. But taking an excess tablet is very easy. So these things where there's even no dose, you just take as much as you feel like taking that day. Completely, it can actually be like harming you more than helping you. So the supplements you should be taking are the supplements you went to the hospital, they told you are pregnant, take the supplements. Or maybe you are struggling with this, take the supplement. Or you are deficient in this, take the supplement, because they've measured you. How do you know what minerals and what you are missing to actually take the supplement? You're just taking a random supplement that you've been told this is good for women or this is good, like those blanket statements. No, if you do it yourself, more than likely you are going to cause harm. And by the particularly don't do that if you are pregnant. Like do not randomly take supplements if you are sick or pregnant. Like you find that working in a hospital, someone has, let's say, high blood pressure. Yeah, you've been given medication, then your grandmother tells you that, oh, there's someone who knows how to treat this, they give you a concoction.
In the village.
Yeah, sometimes that concoction may react with your drug. Yeah, so it's not something you should, especially if you are sick or you are pregnant, do not randomly take these supplements. Take the ones that you've been given by a health practitioner. Or give them to your children, please. Again, children are also very susceptible and they're given random things. I met someone who was saying they're not putting salt in their children's food, salt and oil. Extremely dangerous behaviors. By the way, it seems like you are a health nut, but it's actually dangerous. So, like, please, just I think in conclusion, see a health professional.
Yeah, that's insane. Like the lengths we go in an effort to like live healthy, and then it turns out that it's actually harming ourselves, and it's actually harming the people that we are, you know, like if you're looking after a child, it's harming the child. And I love your conclusion around, if it's anything around your body, anything around, like maybe you want to lose weight, maybe you feel like you're not okay, just go to a health practitioner, let them diagnose you, let them say these are the supplements you need, or you need to eat more of, because it's not necessarily like they'll tell you these are the pills, go and take them. Though tunajua our hospitals, you need to come out of that hospital with medication. But just being able to, also being proactive, right? Because one of the things I do when I'm being given medicine, I ask, okay, what is it treating? Because I'm always very curious. I'm like, what is it treating? And then if I think one of the things I'll add now from this conversation is, are there ways that I can also, are there things I can add to my diet to help me, that I'm not necessarily always needing to consume this medication? Thank you so much, Mary.
Okay.
Thank you for
having
coming,
me.
for sharing your knowledge with us, for making the time. You don't know this, but it's a rainy Saturday. So we are really grateful that you made the time, and for sharing your knowledge with our community.
Okay, it
Yeah.
was my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Knowledge is meant to be shared.
Yeah, it's always meant to be shared. And I feel like that's the good thing about community and what we are doing at We Are Feel.
Yeah.
You don't need to learn on your own. Me, I was figuring things out half idea. I was like, okay, my family is big. Should I be big? You know. So thank you for coming on board, for listening to the episode. I hope you learned a ton. Do let us know what is something new you learned from Mary today. Drop that in the comment section. Remember to follow us across socials, we_are_feel. And if you'd like to follow Mary, where can they find you?
Okay. My handle is Health Coach Mary on Instagram and TikTok.
All right. Yeah. This is the one to follow for Instagram and TikTok, not the other guys that we were talking about. Thank you all so much, and we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.